Welcome, 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 my brothers. I hope you're all doing well. I'm D. This the Future Fathers FF podcast. I know you already know, but I'm just letting you know. My brothers, how you been? How have you been? How's your week been? How's your missus? How's your partner? How's your children? Most of all, my brothers, work as well. I hope work's treated you well. But most of all, bros, I hope you ain't had to beat nobody this week. Yeah? The year has started off okay for most people, as I hope it has for you as well. But bros, I want to draw your attention to having some self-control this year because there was an incident that actually showed me, yes, you know what, I've got some self-control. I told my missus, it happened at work. I'm not going to go into anything because I can't really, but I can let you know that, bros, having a fuse, let's just say, because some people say having a short fuse is not so great. Yeah, having a fuse, or at least knowing that you have a fuse, or knowing you got a short fuse, can be to your advantage in certain situations. Excuse me, especially when you know you how long your fuse is. That being said, if you're somebody that is tolerant of people, yeah, don't let people take the mick out of you, because I'm somebody who used to be extremely tolerant of a lot of people, didn't really let things bother me too much, or things get on my back, or like things like, just in general. Over the years I kind of become a bit like, bit more cynical in life, and having experience in different things, having situations develop around me, having different situations that I've been in, and seeing the outcome of certain things, I see things a little bit differently now. I'm like, wait, hold on. But things don't actually have to be like that. I don't have to be like that. I can be different. Now, over years, over years, I've had to teach myself how to not be so brash, tone down my speech, try to explain myself as eloquently as possible, and most of all, try to be a little bit more humble. Because I feel for myself, I don't know how it works for you, but I feel for myself. When I tend to treat people how I would expect to be treated by other people, things kind of go okay. It's not so bad. There's always somebody in some situation that will test you. And if you're somebody that is not necessarily a really patient person, but if you're somebody, like I said, you know you got a fuse, yeah, and you know that fuse is burning down, time's going for you to explode. Could be a situation that so happens that causes you or forces you to, want to lick somebody down, and you can't. These may be situations where you're at a hospital. You could be in your parents' house. It could be anywhere. You could be at work. You could be at your own business. Your livelihood is at stake, and so is your job. Living in the 21st century as we do now, everyone's got a camera on them. So you're never really safe from anything. A lot of people on the internet, or should I say, a lot of people have been seen to be doing things on the internet and still lost their jobs. Their jobs got nothing to do with their life outside of work. But because of things that they've done, things they've said, things they've been seen doing, the business they work for cannot be associated with those people. All of this circles around self control. If you've got a little bit of that and you're able to stretch it just a little bit more, I suggest you do that. Now, that being said, my brothers, I am somebody that suffers with not having too much self-control over a plethora of different things. I'm not just saying this to you for the sake of saying, yeah, you should do this, you need to do that. I'm telling you this because I'm in the same position. I'm working through possibly the same or similar situations as you. I've got my own hang-ups as well, my brothers. I've got things I know I need to work on for myself. I'm only human, just as the rest of you are, I would hope. But we're all here to learn. Learning don't stop because you're not at school. I know I've said this a number of times, but learning don't stop just because we're not in a classroom. The planet is the biggest classroom of all. And your teachers can be younger than you, older than you, bigger than you, smaller than you. Doesn't matter. We all have something to teach each other. Self control is something that can be taught to anybody at any time by anyone. And it can be something as simple as words being spoken to you or discipline being handed out. I don't know which one works for you. I don't know. Brothers, I don't even know like what works for other people. I cannot tell you that. I know what works for me. I know what works for me. That's all I can give you. Brothers, I wake up every single morning and try and get at least half an hour's training done. That's a little bit of self-control and self-discipline right there. Sorry. But I've cultivated that over years to the point where certain days, as I've told you, some days I don't want to get up and train. And there's days where I've had to force myself. Like the last few days, yeah, I've got this pain in my shoulders. It's not a mad pain, yeah, it just feels uncomfortable. Probably just stress where I've been lifting stuff at work and home. Yeah. But even though I've got this little niggling pain in my neck, I'm still trying to get up. Well, I'm still getting up every morning and I'm still trying to maintain my training. It doesn't happen every single day. But the self control I have to at least try and do something, no matter how insignificant it is, to better me, I'm all for it. Self discipline, no self doubt. We try and move that one out straight away because I don't see a point in putting yourself down after giving yourself brilliant ideas. There's no point. This is another thing where you've got to, that encompasses self control. Yeah. If you're somebody that's got a lot of ideas, but as soon as you have an idea, you're like, but don't do that. Don't do that. Just like I had to keep myself calm, yeah, you've got to keep those thoughts calm. I have to keep those thoughts calm because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you now, which is the ultimate truth. If I'd have listened to the thoughts after I said, well, I'm going to start a podcast. If I'd have listened to the thoughts saying, yeah, but you ain't really got the space and you don't have equipment and you ain't really, I wouldn't be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I did have the space. I just had to make it. Or should I say, I had to utilize what I had. No one has equipment on hand straight away. I had to build it all up. And then piece by piece by piece, I got what I needed. Now I've got my whole setup, which I'm very proud of and happy for. You guys still need to message and let me know topics you want me to talk about, or whether you'd actually like to come and sit down with me and hold a conversation. That would be the best thing. I'm trying to get some more people in here. It's hard. It's hard, my brothers. Everyone wants to be on the internet, but no one wants to be on video recorded. So, no self doubt for me. Just find someone else. Find someone else. Find some. That's what I'm going to do. Trying to push myself forward with self discipline and control what's going on with self control. I've got My list up on my board, as you guys know, don't play with that. I work with that all the time because that's what I need to do. If I want to get out of here and be out in the world doing other stuff, got to take a chance. But taking chances, but by taking chances, should I say, you have to exercise restraint because not every opportunity you get will be a good one. Or should I say, not every opportunity you get will have a good outcome. There are certain situations you may find yourself in where self control is necessary. You might overindulge in something. I don't know. Or you might be doing something excessively. It could be the same thing that you're trying to better yourself with. You're doing excessively. Don't do that. You'll burn yourself out. And I know that because there's things that I've done, I've just been doing constantly until I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Self control, self discipline. Just keep pushing forward. Don't do everything all at once. Take your time. None of us are promised tomorrow. Just utilize what you have got today. The self control you learn today will benefit you tomorrow. Believe that, or should I say, trust that. Don't believe me, trust it. There are many different situations where self control is needed. As I stated very clearly before, you could be at work and a situation arises. There's so many things, like you could be at work, yeah, and you're pushed into a situation where you get into an argument with somebody. Oh, that's the big one going to work. You may be at work and get pushed into a situation where you're having an argument with somebody, as I was saying. The self control you need not to holler and scream and shout at that person at work is completely different to the level of self control you need when you're not at work. The level of self control and self discipline you need to not embarrass yourself around your children when outside is completely different to the level inside your house. Self control is something, as I stated very clearly, it can be taught to anyone at any time by any person. You can learn self control. It might be a little bit harder the older you get, but everything's hard. Nothing in life worth having is easy. Nothing. Sometimes you have to work a little bit harder than other times. That's all it is. That's all it is. And none of us are trying to, actually, no, I shouldn't say that, because there's a lot of people trying to pin other people down by pushing their buttons and hoping they get past their level of self control and just crash out. There are people that will push you to that point in your life. Don't let them get don't let them get to you like that. I got it. I got my words out eventually. Because if we all express a little bit of self control, the whole world will be a better place. The whole world. Because it's just a little bit safer, just a little bit cleaner, just a little bit more of everything. Self control is something that we will need to have in abundance, if you're asking me. But there are situations where your level of self control may be too much. There may be a situation where your level of self control doesn't need to be as high. Now, as a man myself, I've gotten into situations where not shouting at somebody made the other person feel like they were bigger, badder, right? Doesn't really matter. But there are some situations where your level of self control must become assertiveness. You can express as much restraint as you like, but my brothers, as I stated, don't let people take your kindness for weakness, because they will trample all over you. It's just how it is. So, bros, I hope you've taken something. I hope you can take something away from this episode, whether it be waking up and giving yourself little tasks, or as I keep stating all the time, just try and push forward, man. Just keep going. Self control and restraint is something we all need in abundance. I've said it a good few times this episode, and I'm probably going to say it again in other videos, because I'm somebody who is learning to have a lot more restraint. I'm trying to teach myself to have a lot more restraint. And in order for me to do that, I have to look inside at myself. And while I'm doing that, I may have an influence on both my sons, to the point where they look and say, okay, if I try that, it might work for me. It might not, but there's no harm in trying. My brothers, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, noon, night, whatever time of the day is when you're listening or watching the episode. Please do not forget the store, Wallet Butcher at bigcartel.com. Join the Discord as well. My brothers, I've been D. This is the Future Fathers FF podcast. I beg you. Not begging you. I don't beg you. Please, please, please. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Stay well and stay blessed.